Today, I'm doing another episode on what it's like to be a Latter-day Saint woman. With so many ridiculous shows out there, pretending like they're showing an accurate picture of what it's like to be in the Latter-day Saint Church, I feel compelled to make these videos. I do have a playlist called What It's Like that shows the inside scoop of what it is like from my point of view to actually be a Latter-day Saint woman. So today we're going to focus on priesthood blessings and what it's like to be a Latter-day Saint woman and receive priesthood blessings. So for those of you who don't know what a priesthood blessing is, it is when one or two male priesthood holders lay their hands on your head and invoke the power of God to give you a specific blessing. I'll answer a few questions about what that's like for me and hopefully some general questions that might be useful, but I'm not going to offer any kind of comprehensive information, just kind of my 2 cents on this topic. First of all, I want to say that priesthood blessings have blessed my life so much. I have had many priesthood blessings. I'm trying to think if I could, I've probably had 100 in my life, really. And there have been many times that I have specifically sought a priesthood blessing that I have not known anywhere else to turn, and I have gained so much strength and comfort from these blessings. So, okay, let's talk about what a priesthood blessing actually is. Like I said, it is a 1 or 2 priesthood leaders that can lay their hands on your head and invoke the power of God and give you what's called a blessing. Well, what is the difference between that and just a prayer? Well, a prayer is a conversation with God. It's you talking to God. Hopefully, it's you listening to God. But the priesthood blessing, I would say, is different in that it's somebody else specifically kind of praying over you, but it's with more power and more authority. What I have seen happen with a priesthood blessing is that the person giving the blessing is kind of quiet and they try to ground themselves. They try to align like spiritually and really listen to God. They'll often pause and ponder, and you can tell their words are coming slow, because they're trying to channel basically a message from God to you. So the difference between a prayer and a priesthood blessing is that a prayer is you trying to talk to God and hopefully trying to listen, but a priesthood blessing is when that priesthood holder is listening on your behalf to God and trying to channel a specific message for you to comfort you, to guide you, and maybe in case of sickness to send powers of healing. It is something that is only done by priesthood leaders in your service. It's never meant as a control technique or the priesthood holder's agenda. It's to channel God's power in your service, to offer comfort, maybe some advice, maybe some healing power, some strength. And I have to put the asterisk, of course, it goes without saying that there are jerks that have used it to manipulate because people are people. But that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the real deal, where you have a priesthood leader who genuinely prayed before giving you this blessing and saying, God, please help me know what to say to help this person. Then he lays his hands on your head and he's quiet and he tries to channel this strength from God. When I've received a blessing, I have felt deep amounts of comfort and power flowing into me. Not like a drug or something crazy, but like if you're tuned in spiritually, you can feel it. There's a comfort and a power in that priesthood blessing. So let's see if I've missed anything. I've talked about how there's hands laid on your head. That is a priesthood leader. Who is that usually that would give you a priesthood blessing? Well, it's usually my husband, because I have a husband who's a priesthood holder. But there was a time I was divorced and I didn't have access to that. So I would ask they were my ministering brothers, which are just a couple of men from the ward that are assigned. Every family has a couple of men assigned to them so that if they do run into a situation, they can ask them for a blessing. But if I didn't have them, I have friends in my ward who have husbands that could bless me. I think it's absolutely beautiful the way there is levels of leadership and resources. If none of them would help, I would ask my bishop or the bishop's counselor. There are many people I could reach out to. I've even had a blessing from my stake president, which is like the leader over a group of wards. He is responsible for several thousand people, leading several thousand saints. And he personally gave me a blessing and even fasted all day in preparation to give me that blessing. Blessings are a kind of a big deal. It's serious. Now, the priesthood leader ought to and does reflect, am I worthy? Am I spiritually prepared? And that's part of a reason that priesthood holders take it so seriously. And again, asterisk, I know there's people that don't do this because people are people. I'm talking about the main thrust of people in the church. The priesthood leaders take this so seriously that they want to be worthy so that when they're called upon to give a blessing, that they know they can be a conduit for God's comfort to this person. And so you will have, individuals who are giving a blessing, sometimes called on at the last minute. Hey, so-and-so needs a blessing. They're sick or they're worried or something has happened. And then that man will need to be ready and worthy and in a state of prayer, to go administer to this person and give a blessing. It is one of the coolest and most beautiful things within the church that we have these networks where we can comfort and offer this like ritual service, from the priesthood leadership to whoever is hurting and struggling. All right. So I think I've covered that the role of the person giving the blessing is not, maybe I haven't covered this, but they aren't obviously the source of the power in the blessing. It is God's power, and that person is trying to tap into and just let that flow to the person that they are blessing. So when would you seek a blessing? For me, I have sought it whenever usually it's been emotional. There's been a couple of times I've sought blessings because of physical issues. When I was a young child, I was almost blind in one eye and I received a blessing of healing and my eye improved. So that would have been a physical healing blessing. And I've had several of those, maybe right before going in for childbirth or if I've been very sick. But most of the time when I've asked for a blessing, it's because I've been emotionally up a creek without a paddle, deep grief over something that's happened, intense fear over something coming up, or something along those lines, or maybe a performance that's coming up and I just want strength from that. So when I've sought it, it's usually been for emotional and spiritual strength. And when I have talked with whoever's giving me the blessing, and usually it's been my husband, but sometimes it's been somebody different, they always sit down with me before and just say, tell me about your situation. Tell me what you're going through and what you're hoping, to gain from this blessing. Not because they're taking a waitress order to give to God, like, well, they want this, so I'm going to give them that. It's not like that. It's about really hearing the person. So I might say something like, I'm just so worried about one of my kids and I felt like crying all day and I can hardly focus and so that's my situation. And what I'm really seeking is just comfort and direction. And am I doing enough, And by the way, this does not mean I'm offloading my responsibility to this priesthood leader. Of course, I'm prayerful and thinking and trying to receive from God myself, but I could use some extra. I could use a boost. And I need someone in my corner helping me, knowing what I'm going through. So then the hands are laid on my head, and I know that as that blessing is flowing, that the person giving me that blessing is aware of my situation and sees what I'm trying to accomplish and can then channel that blessing from God. Now, I have heard it said from my husband, who has given me many blessings, that he feels like when he is giving a blessing to someone that he almost is floating a little bit. He just feels this lifting sensation. And I can definitely tell you that when I'm receiving a blessing, again, generally from him, I feel like the words are filled with more wisdom and strength than would normally be his. He's a very wise person. He's a very kind person, but he's just a human too. But what he says in the blessing has more power and strength to it. And I've also found that if counsel is given in those blessings, that if I follow that counsel, it's very powerful. Like if I'm told that I need to alter a personal routine, or challenge a habit of mine, or maybe reach out to someone. Typically, my blessings don't have a lot of advice. It's usually comfort and words of peace. But if there is advice and I follow it, it helps. So let's see again if I've missed anything. I would just emphasize that a blessing is a personal message from God. In fact, one of my church leaders many years ago said there's nothing wrong with tape recording a blessing so that you can listen to it later. And I have made a habit of doing that. And whenever I receive a blessing, I actually record it and transcribe it. So I have a file with many, many blessings in it that I've received over the years. And it is a record of my spiritual struggle and how God has helped me, which has been a really beautiful and special thing. Now, of course, for those who may need to hear this, that a priesthood blessing is not magic. It is strength and inspiration from God, and your own faith and your own agency is involved, but there is real power, and it has changed my life. I do not know where I would be without blessings. I've had so many dark times in my life where I've not known where to turn, and I probably would have just freaked out lots of times if I hadn't had a blessing to help ground me and help me know what to focus on and what to try next. So I hope that's helpful to you. Another question that somebody might have, and we'll end on this, is can anyone receive a priesthood blessing? Do you have to be a church member? And you do not have to be a church member. There was a time a few years ago when a friend of ours was going through something very challenging with her health, and then also some difficulty with her husband. She's not a member. She was a friend of mine, and she wanted a priesthood blessing. She's a Christian, and she just thought, gosh, maybe that would be helpful. And it was a very comforting experience for her. She met with me and my husband. I was right there. We just talked and listened to her, and then he gave her a blessing, and she felt a lot of comfort from that. So it is something that, can be, you can receive ministering of a blessing if you're not a member. But all right, I hope this is helpful. If you have any comments or questions that are uplifting, positive, or not a weird troll comment, that's great. Drop it in the comments and I will get to it when I have time. Thank you. I hope this was helpful. We'll see you next time.